Yeah.
Is it actually?
No.
Okay, are you being serious? Because I don't know if you are or not.
I am being serious.
I would think it would be like a flashing light or something.
No, see, it says it down there.
Okay.
She just took an hour and a half to get ready.
This is a video channel, YouTube channel thing that predominantly focuses on makeup. I can't come on here looking like shit, can I?
Not predominantly on makeup, it's a variety of things, and one of those things is taking excessively long to get ready.
So this is meant to be a really love story, and we're already starting it in a fight, so this is going well, isn't it, Taylor?
Yes, dear.
He always calls me dear when he's mad at me. You do.
Not true.
No, it is. I always know that you're mad at me because you always call me dear. And I always know when you're not mad at me, you call me baby.
It's not true. It's lies.
No, it's not. Anyway, okay, I'm going to do the introduction because he's being mean to me. We have gotten so many questions about like our story, if you will, for what the past 3 years since we've been together pretty much, because we have had rather a public relationship, if you don't know. I'm assuming about 100% of everyone watching already knows us and our story, and the fact that we met on a cruise at an author signing, because we're both authors, and if you don't know that, then you do know that.
Well, you really fell down a rabbit hole on YouTube.
I know, but like Malcom. Anyway, so we definitely get a lot of questions about our relationship because we have lived it within somewhat of a spotlight, would you say, of the romance industry, even though we...
Definitely the beginning.
Well, yeah, at the beginning we did try and keep it like a secret kind of, but it didn't really work out. And then, so anyone that is in any kind of relationship with any kind of audience, oh, hi. She always has to be between us.
Hi. She also loves cameras. She loves showing off, even though the flowers are blocking her face.
No, I got her up. This is Scatty, our little baby. And the other one is
She's completely blocked off by lighting now.
She's either chasing squirrels or is she down there?
Nope. Nope. I don't know where she is.
She's probably eating Scatty's food, actually. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, do you want to sit right here?
She's looking right at the camera, too.
Well, she's going to be the newest star on YouTube. So yeah, anyway, this is why we're here for, because we get a lot of questions about our relationship, and I feel like we're in a secure enough position. We're engaged. We have a home together.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well, you can stroke me lovingly. No, don't, because I'm a bit sweaty already. No.
So tell them how amazing it's been. 3 years of ultimate bliss.
Bliss.
She is getting hot.
No, Taylor, that's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Well, I sweat when I'm like stressed. And you're the one that stressed me out. He was yelling at me while I was putting on fake eyelashes. And any woman should know that like putting on fake eyelashes is similar to performing brain surgery. So you can't have someone yelling at you. Anyway, so let's start at the start.
Start at the start.
Okay, so I was invited on a cruise called Book Splash, which is an author cruise, by the most amazing author, one of the most amazing authors, Harper Sloan. And Felicia, and they are pretty much the cupids of our relationship, I would say. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be together. And I had no idea really about the romance industry or sightings or anything. I was just a little girl from New Zealand. I was 23 at the time. No, 23. And I didn't know anything about anything. So I got on the cruise, and I think we met on the first day. Second day. And I do remember you teasing me because I hate the word fanny, because in New Zealand fanny does not mean butt, it means a woman's front butt.
And Justin Cadwell wore a fanny pack, and the whole first discussion was about fanny packs and how awful of a name it is. I keep looking over here.
I have been doing it the entire
Terrible.
time. I'm just too vain to look at
Yeah,
something
it is
that
very,
doesn't show
very
me.
vain.
Well,
She started it.
I don't even care. I'll fully admit that I'm vain. I can't walk past a shop window without staring at myself. I'm gonna own that. Look at Scotty. First. Hi.
She's the real star of the show.
Yes.
Stop looking over there. It's so unnecessary.
Are you talking to me or to yourself?
No, me. I'm talking
Okay.
to me. I keep looking over there.
Okay.
So yeah, we met on a cruise. And the
Mhm.
first conversation was about fannies.
And then the second conversation was about Stephen King and a natural progression of conversations. So yeah, we met and spent like a lot of time together, but not as much as I would have liked because I was kind of very shy, and I think that came off as a bitch. Taylor thought he did the most hated thing, which I hate it when men tell me to smile. And I think we're out for dinner, and you were like, "Why do you look so angry? You should smile." And
Probably not verbatim, but
it was along those lines, I think.
along those lines.
Anyway, so
Hi, come here.
so we spent almost every day on the cruise together. I was like slyly looking for him, but I didn't want to seem too desperate, so I kind of like tried to make myself not too in demand.
Truthfully, she never looked for me at all.
I did actually.
No,
He
because
doesn't.
I looked for her and I couldn't find her.
He's not going to
and
believe me to this day.
She wasn't. She was avoiding me actually, for being truthful. She was interested in somebody else. It didn't work out, so I was kind of.
Taylor, don't say that because then people will believe you and think you're not joking.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I was only interested in him, and then we had a tearful goodbye on his end. I didn't cry.
I didn't cry either.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, we had an emotional goodbye. She's what?
Good.
We had an emotional goodbye, and I think I was flying to LA after that. And I think I must have landed in LA, and I got a text as soon as I turned my phone on from you, and it was like screenshots of flights to America, and which he didn't actually end up using because he broke his leg.
Broke my leg.
And anyway, so we did long distance for 3 years. And that, like, long distance, I mean traveling 24 hours, 26 hours.
26-hour difference.
And our relationship was like 0 to 100 pretty quick. We first met each other, and every time we hung out with each other, it was like we spent 24 hours a day together and all of our time, like for 3 weeks at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So we were forced to become like, and I don't know how you explain it. We were just
Took a lot of patience on my part.
I don't want to film this if you're just gonna act like I'm such a shrew this and don't touch me, I'm hot.
No, it's a different thing when you get to know each other from a world away, especially when you're in a completely different hemisphere and it takes 26-hour flight to get to that person.
And you can talk for about 5 hours a day or something like that. But I will say that it was really valuable because we learned a lot about each other because our only kind of method of communication was talking. So I think we got to know each other quicker in some ways than people would have if they were in the same town. Do you not agree?
I do agree. Sorry, there was a little... And Kiko just bumped the camera.
She's
Good job, Keek.
Yeah.
That's a better shot. I appreciate that.
Yeah, she's our new producer. So yeah, I would say it was a really intense way to start a relationship though, because it's super healthy to have time apart and like alone time. But when we were together, we were very conscious of the fact that we had a time limit. And what?
She's cute.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like I'm talking too much for that.
She's not. She's a far better talker than I am.
No, I feel self-conscious. And anyway, so like that's why it was definitely very intense, and I think what contributed to it was like a lot of highs and lows in our relationship, I would say.
High highs and low lows.
Yeah, I love we loved each other so much, but it was like a really trial by fire kind of relationship, I think. Do you not want to talk at all?
It was trial was very difficult.
Well, I think the most difficult thing for me was, like, all of these people I didn't know had been, like, kind of almost spectators, and not even in a mean way. People were really nice about us and, like, rooting for us, but I think it's, like, really hard when everyone's kind of saying, your love's a fairy tale, like, this is, like, a romance novel come to life, and all of that. And it was just hard because it's, like, not every, like, no one's love story is a fairy tale, and it felt very stressful in that regard.
Well, yeah, I mean, we broke up, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Having to,
Cat's out in the bag, we broke up.
Yeah, everyone knew.
Yeah.
But then you get messages left and right, like, what happened to Anne? Why am I not seeing pictures of Anne? And then you have to explain yourself, and we very much are not the people who would ever want to, like, put the bad news out on Facebook. Like, the bad news belongs in-house, and, you know, each time we broke up, there was still love and respect there, so you didn't want to have, like, for one, you didn't even want to talk about it, because you broke up, and it was horrible and awful, and, you know, for another, you kind of just want to move on with your life. And then, you know, it was a lot of kind of people involved.
Yeah, a lot of people were very emotionally invested, and I actually can understand that, because when I see, like, people on social media that I don't necessarily know, and I, like, see them become a couple, I become very invested in their relationship. And if I suddenly stop seeing photos together, I become, like, an investigator, and I want to see, like, everything that happened and why did this happen. And then I'm like, why did you break up? You guys were so cute together. But the reality is, we see about, 2% or less than that of someone's real life on social media, and we don't get to see all the other stuff. So it's easy to create a very perfect relationship online.
Well, it's not even an intentional thing anyway. It's
because
why would you want to put the garbage on Facebook?
I know. It's not like I'm going to post a photo of you when we're fighting and be like, I hate this guy, he's so great.
Or even if it's a passive-aggressive post. We both, from the get-go, have always been against, like, bashing people on Facebook. You know, I, like, really try to avoid that, because it's not a good look.
And, like, even if we had never gotten back together, which I'm very glad we did, by the way, like, you loved someone at some point and you respected them and you were friends and you had such a special time, and it is just so sad to see people's relationships do get reduced to all this social media bullshit, because it's the era we live in. And I will admit, after a couple of wines, it was very tempting to post some, like, moody quote or anything like that, and I probably am guilty of a few of those, but it is hard when you have access to something like that and you want, I don't know, I almost wanted just attention from you because we didn't talk for a long time, and I definitely was like, thought that it would get better, because I just never been through, like, heartbreak really until you, and I was just like, I'll get over it, but then I never did. And I feel like that's how I knew, for a lot of reasons, but that's how I knew that this guy was, like, very special and precious, because you don't, like, if it's meant to be, you know.
Yeah, you keep fighting. You find your way back to each other, I think.
Mm-hmm. And
it's kind of like, you know, you try your hardest to forget them, which is what you kind of do. You erase them from your life in an attempt to kind of make it seem like it never happened, which, if you really love someone, obviously that's impossible.
Yeah.
An impossible task.
Which I feel really sad about now that we broke it up. Spoiler alert, this is a breakup video.
Yeah.
Now that we're back together forever.
Unless she's planning some things.
Yeah, I'm planning on breaking up with you publicly on YouTube. But I do admit that I really regret, like, deleting every single photo that we had of each other in the early, because I so want them back now. I want to put them all around our house. And
yeah, a little known fact, we have 0 pictures from
we were both as petty as each other.
I don't think it's petty. Again, you do whatever you have to do to get through a breakup, or what you think will get you through a breakup, and part of that is, you know, for me, has always been, like, pretending. I think that's how you know you're really in love with someone. If you can pretend they don't exist and you start to forget about them, then it's, you know, probably for the best. And if they don't exist and they still pop in your brain every single day, it's
Yeah, I would
Probably
like.
something you should look into.
I would stalk Taylor on social media every single morning at like 6 o'clock in the morning and look at your social media. It was like the first thing I did because.
Samesies.
Even so I don't know. I feel like I wanted to do this video more than ever because we're obviously not ever going to break up now, and I know people are probably going to say that sounds so.
Unless you get sick of me.
No, you're going to get.
Entirely possible.
No, he's going to get sick of me first because I'm a lot to handle. I think. You got
more to handle.
You got sick of me just like 20 minutes ago because I was taking too long to put fake
so
eyelashes
long.
on.
I did so good at setting all this up, which even now I want to change the lighting up. I feel like I screwed up. But
why? How did you feel like you screwed
all
up?
these shadows that are right next to our faces.
I'm
in film school right now, and I don't really know everything. I'm learning bits and pieces, so I'll hopefully these videos will get better and better.
I think that'll be like a cool progression though, to show that that's what I want to do, because we both want to do YouTube videos, by the way, and hopefully by the time this is posted, you will have posted at least one video.
Perhaps, yeah.
I think
they're only 5 minutes long, so.
5-minute film school. That's what it's called, right?
But yeah, it's so not original at all. There's like a million on YouTube.
With that exact name?
Yeah. 5-minute film school, yeah.
Oh.
I'll talk about that in the video too, but yeah.
Look at her, she's
I know,
very
she's such a
worried.
Genuinely, you guys could watch this video and not listen to a fucking word we say and just watch her, and it'd be pretty entertaining.
She's like living.
She's a diva. If you guys have not ever heard of the Papillon breed, they are little fucking sweethearts.
Okay, in confusion to make, I hated small dogs before this. Our family always had Labradors, and we're like a hunting family. And so our Labradors, we love them like family members, but they were working dogs too. So we just never understood the need for small dogs, and then I met little Scotty, and she definitely won me over because she's like the sweetest little cherub to exist.
Cherub.
Like a little baby angel.
I don't know what that means.
You do now know what that means.
Yeah.
I taught you what that means in Bratislava.
Yeah.
So I feel like where were we in our relationship talking? Like.
Oh, well, have you ever traveled with somebody that you're fighting with hardcore? Because that was part of our relationship too. It's funny that like we also not only had to grow and get to know each other and fall in love with each other from long distance, but then like as you said, when we did spend time together, you're like, for one, you're with each other in hotel rooms, so it's a small room, and you're always together and you're traveling like. And when we were good, it was wonderful. When we were bad, like specifically at Grand Canyon and stuff, it's so weird to even think back on that. But
and people didn't even know we were back together at that point because
there were sightings at the Austin site.
Sightings.
Probably me riding the scooter around Austin.
But like that's what I mean. I feel like, especially we write romance books, and I want to clarify that. I'm so happy to. Oh, my voice just broke like a 12-year-old boy then. I'm so happy to write these stories where obviously there are some tumultuous times, but it's very like linear in the way I write things. And you know, I feel like it's really valuable to let people know that when you break up with someone, it's not like the end of the world, and it's not like the end of your relationship. If you're meant to be together, we broke up like 3 times.
Well, twice.
Yeah.
We've been together 3 times fully. We broke up twice.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think that there should be a set way to live a relationship. That's what I'm trying to say, because especially I would say everyone watching this is a romance reader, and I love reading romance too, and I love the escape of it, but I just...
Well, I know. I want to wrap it around to something I saw on Facebook today where an author, and I'm not going to remember which author it was, so I apologize. I saw it scrolling this morning. It said, I was doing some research for a book. If you met somebody you really dug that lived 4,000 miles away, would you jump in head first, or would you just say, no, fuck it, it'll never work? And I wanted to comment, but it's like 5 a.m, so I'm not going to comment. But I wanted to just be like, you never know. You might as well give it a shot. Because like we literally had everything stacked against us.
Oh, yeah.
From the get-go. I mean, and you live in New Zealand? Okay. I mean, we even say like when we met each other on the ship, we even then were like, okay, we'll have a good time on the cruise, and then you'll go back to New Zealand, and I'll go back to Florida, and it's just, our own hearts and minds and souls didn't allow that to happen. And for me, I think nobody should be closed off in such a manner where they're like, this person lives where? Well, that'll never work. Like, no, it'll work if it's meant to work. I still think you should see that through. And regardless of where they live, if you feel a connection, I think you should chase it.
Well, I feel like that's it's funny because once we decided, like once I saw you send me that message to say you're coming to New Zealand, I never even had a thought in my mind that like it wasn't going to work. I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. Like I had it was funny because I am very close with my mum, and I video called her from LA right after I'd met him, and my eyes are super green, but usually when I'm really happy, they like glow really green. And I was video calling my mum, and in my head I'd planned to not tell her for a little bit just to make sure that he wasn't gonna dump me or something, I don't know. And she said, your eyes are so green, you must be really happy, what's going on? And I was like, I met a guy. And from there I just had a weird thing. I was like, breaking up didn't even really enter my mind. Like the distance between us, I wasn't even really worried about that. It was quite odd when I was just like, yeah.
Well, but that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Should be open to things, regardless of getting hurt. We've all, been hurt in some degree or another, and I think it's important to, not be shy away from potential awesome things that could happen, which obviously our story is one of those, and one that we could have given up numerous amount of times, and we decided to fight instead. Even when we did, 9 months, I think we didn't talk. And, obviously we were still thinking about each other after 9 months. I just think it's really important to, if you still have very solid feelings and no cheating has been done and no emotional or physical abuse or anything like that, if you two just kind of, something happened that messed you up, but there's still that love there, I say, make sure it's not, because, obviously for us.
Yeah, I feel like you should always know that you did everything physically and emotionally possible to save a relationship if you love each other. I don't think you should give up before. I swear that there's something inside of you. If something's a lost cause. We're very intuitive human beings. If there's still something there. And I just, in my heart of hearts, despite what I probably said to myself, I knew that there was always something more there with us. And I think this is what I want to say. My biggest thing was communication. As a woman, I feel like all of us expect men to be a bit telepathic. Is that how you say the word? So I would get mad at Taylor about something. And it probably wasn't even the big deal, but he would always be like, what's wrong? Because I'm a person, I can't pretend to be happy. If I'm pissed off, you're going to see it everywhere. You're going to see it in my face, you're going to see it in the way that I speak, everything. I'm a very interior person and it turns exterior. And whenever I'd be mad and Taylor would be like, what's wrong? It's like, nothing's wrong. And I just would be a total bitch to him for 3 days, because instead of actually saying what it was and having a fight or having a discussion and having it over with in 5 minutes, I dragged a snit out for 3 days and there was a lot to do with my youth, but I don't know, I feel like one of my main things, if I was to give anyone advice on a relationship, which I don't think I should give anyone advice on anything, but communication is honestly, I think for us, it's the number one, that is the baseline of any relationship. You need to be able to communicate and be able to say if you're pissed off about something or if you feel vulnerable about something, because I think that the basis of any fight is usually vulnerability. Do you know?
Well, I always call men and women God's practical joke, because we are so vastly different. And so when she would do something like that, obviously I did something and she's pissed off at me and I know she's pissed off at me, but she's saying nothing. My high anxiety brain is coming up with everything, it's okay. And then I'm just getting more and more anxious and upset and angry and all these things, and it kind of collides. So that definitely was the Grand Canyon trip. Mm-hmm. It was just literally the stress of well, you're going back to New Zealand in 2 weeks, and I'm going back to Florida, and then so either this works or it doesn't. But it's so much. It's just a lot of pressure.
It was like a time limit of 2 weeks to fix our relationship because we'd already broken up at that point. So we were like, right, if this doesn't work, we had so much pressure on those 2 weeks to fix every single problem, not just within ourselves, but within each other. Because I feel like most relationships, it's not just each other. It's you have to fix yourself and be at least a little bit healed from whatever trauma you have.
Well, we all have it, and I think we're all always dealing with our own shit every day. And so when you have two people that come together, you're always gonna have those hardships. That shit you got to get through. And I think for us, it took a long time to get through. But I think we both the end lesson is work on yourself. Turn that focus inward. And not blame yourself for a loss, but say, okay, how could I have been better? What could I have done to change things? Because that's a lot of what I did for those 9 months we didn't talk, was mulling over things that I had done in fights I had started. That, like looking at it in hindsight, I'm like, you're an idiot. Why? Like, why were you so angry? And if you can't place it and you can't remember it, or if it was just something so meaningless. I don't know. I think there's things we can change in ourselves too. That, men and women, it's not always going to be a perfect fit. I don't think it's ever a perfect fit, and you have to be able to adapt and work with each other. And I think, spotlighting and looking at yourself and internally and kind of working on changing yourself, which I think we both did when we were single, is really like, okay, where did I go wrong in this relationship? How can I get better? We both did that independently of each other. And then came back as more whole individuals, whereas we could put more work into each other because we were better,
I feel like our relationship is honestly night and day compared to what it used to be.
Well, again, because there's so much more understanding now, because there was a lot of what if before, because we weren't 100% communicative with each other about how we were feeling in any given time. Or like when I have depression, and sometimes that shit will just hit me and I would just be off, and she would feel me. And even those moments I was unable to be like, babe, I'm having an off day. It's nothing against you, which is what I'll do now. It has nothing to do with you. I feel down. I'm having an off day. And just that, something that simple will really ease a significant other's burden of what did I do? Well, it's not you.
Because we're all kind of a little bit narcissistic in that respect. We think that everyone's problems somehow to do with us. I am controlling this person's whole state of mind.
Which is how I am with everyone. Yeah. So of course with somebody you love, it's going to be tenfold.
Okay, so quick recap. We were saying some gold and we realised that the camera had stopped recording. So maybe that's a sign.
That was a sign. We do have 30 good minutes. We're going to pick through. We're going to put some stuff together. There might be tiny little nuggets of knowledge in there.
Shut up. I feel like all of it's knowledge. But pretty much we wanted to film this video, because I feel like I've never felt more secure in a relationship, and I never will, because this is the only relationship I ever want to have, and I am so comfortable to talk about it on camera and in social media now, because I know that it's forever. And I know that a lot of people, we're all romantics, I think, down to our core. So I think a lot of people do want to know. And I see people online and I want to know everything. And I just think it's really cool to talk, to see. Why are you making fun of me?
She's adorable.
Oh, I feel like you're making fun of me. And I don't know, I feel like I'm really, really happy and I want to document it, and I feel like we finally clocked it. Even though, to be fair, there is no end date to relationships. Alright, we're cool, we've worked on it enough, now we're good. You have to work your relationship every single day, and I don't think that's something that is talked about enough, is that you can't just be in love and just cruise control from there. I think you have to work on yourself constantly and work on each other and make sure you communicate and you learn new tools as you change as a person and as your partner changes as a person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I fully agree. That was a beautiful recap. Can we hear it for Amazing recap from Ann.
Are you being mean to me?
I am. We love you guys. We appreciate you watching.
Thank you for watching.
Hopefully we can put something together.
And also, I hope that I'm putting my hand in the right place, but make sure you follow 5 Minutes Film School on YouTube, and also both of our social medias, because I like people following me on Instagram.
Shameless plug. Shameless.
This is what this whole thing is for.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye. See you in the next one.